WWE has long tried to present itself as a progressive and talent-friendly company, especially when it comes to elevating women's wrestling, but their recent treatment of Becky Lynch has shattered that illusion for anyone who dares look beyond the surface-level PR spin. While Triple H and the rest of WWE's corporate machine push out carefully curated narratives and media-friendly statements, the truth about Becky Lynch's current situation is far more sinister, calculated, and cruel than any press release would admit. Behind the scenes, WWE has engaged in a deliberate and systematic campaign to diminish the value, visibility, and voice of the very woman who revolutionized their women's division and brought global relevance to their product. This isn't just about contract disputes or creative disagreements. It's about a corporation deciding that one of their most loyal and valuable stars was no longer worth respecting. Becky Lynch's contract expired on June 1st, but the damage began long before that. Her back-to-back televised losses to Liv Morgan weren't just surprising upsets or part of some larger character arc. They were strategic acts of humiliation, designed to send a clear message not just to Lynch, but to every performer in that locker room. Challenge our authority, and we will bury you on live television. These weren't simple booking decisions. They were retaliatory strikes disguised as storytelling. Insiders have confirmed that WWE knew Becky had no interest in accepting their insulting contract offer, which included not only a dramatically reduced salary compared to male counterparts, but also contained rigid creative control clauses that would have turned Lynch into a soulless figurehead with no say over her character, trajectory, or brand. This was not a negotiation in good faith. It was an ultimatum cloaked in arrogance, and when Becky refused to be controlled, they used every tool at their disposal to break her spirit and reputation. It gets worse. WWE reportedly leveraged Lynch's role as a mother as a negotiation tactic, suggesting internally that her priorities had shifted, that she was no longer the same performer, that her commitment to the company was questionable. But let's be honest, this line of reasoning reeks of deep-rooted sexism and outdated thinking that has no place in modern sports entertainment. Male wrestlers are never asked to prove their dedication after becoming fathers. Instead, their parenthood is celebrated, used to enrich their storylines, to build character depth. But when Becky Lynch returned from maternity leave, WWE's tone subtly changed. Instead of lauding her for balancing motherhood and main event performance, they questioned her value, suggested she was expendable, and then buried her on-screen to prove their point. This type of corporate sabotage is not only reprehensible, it's strategic character assassination, a cold and calculated message to anyone who dares to demand respect in an environment ruled by corporate ego. The reality is, Becky didn't want time off. She wanted a voice, creative equity, and a contract that reflected what she had done for the company. But instead of celebrating her legacy, WWE's leadership tried to rewrite it, reduce it, and eventually erase it from the spotlight she had earned. What makes this even more disgraceful is the simultaneous use of her image, likeness, and legacy to promote merchandise and build hype for a women's division that, without her, has struggled to maintain mainstream momentum. While publicly undermining her and stripping her of meaningful storylines, WWE continued to profit off the empire she built, selling t-shirts, running video packages, and drawing attention to her previous accomplishments, all while actively sabotaging her future. It's corporate hypocrisy at its finest. Pretend to honor someone's legacy while destroying their present and betting against their future. The leaked details of WWE's offer only reinforce how little they value her contribution. Less pay than mid-card male performers, zero creative freedom, strict restrictions on her personal and public presence, and a demand